The light is off now, and the room has grown quiet. Your body is tired, but your mind is still moving, returning to tomorrow's conversations, weighing decisions, searching uncertainties for some detail that might make everything feel secure. The day has ended, yet part of you remains on duty. If that is where you are tonight, you have not failed. These returning thoughts are not proof of weak faith. They reveal that you care, that something feels unfinished, that your mind is trying to protect you by staying alert. Anxiety says, keep thinking, and perhaps you can prevent what you fear. But nighttime rehearsal cannot guarantee tomorrow's outcome. Faith whispers, you may stop solving what cannot be settled tonight. So gently unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders lower. Loosen your hands, even if only a little. Take one unforced breath, not to prove that you are calm, not to make sleep happen, but simply to remember that you are here, and God is here too. You do not have to make tomorrow safe before you are allowed to rest tonight. This prayer will not demand a certain feeling from you. It will not treat continued wakefulness as spiritual failure, and it will not promise that every question will be answered before morning. You may still feel tired, your thoughts may still return, yet you do not have to carry them alone. God is already attentive in this very moment before your mind becomes quiet. Tonight, the Psalms will give us a gentle path. Psalm 4 will help you name what is troubling you and recognize the faithful limits of this night. Psalm 91 will lead you toward refuge, where unresolved burdens can be placed without pretending they are small. Psalm 121 will remind you that the God who keeps you does not grow weary when you release your watch. The Psalms make room for a troubled mind to become honest before it becomes quiet. Nothing needs to be hidden before prayer can begin. Nothing needs to be defeated.
So let us bring the unfinished list into God's presence. Which burdens belong to tonight? Which require action tomorrow? And which were never yours to carry alone? Let's continue, gently, by giving each worry its honest name. Begin with only one thought, not the whole night, not every concern at once. Notice the thought that has returned most often. Perhaps your mind keeps revisiting words that must be spoken, a choice that feels heavy, a duty you fear you may not fulfill, the welfare of someone you love, an outcome you cannot predict, or a fear you cannot yet explain. You do not need to choose the largest burden. Simply notice the one already asking for your attention. Psalm 4 moves from calling to God in distress toward examining the heart upon the bed. This is not an invitation to interrogate yourself or manufacture peace. It is permission to become truthful in God's presence. Honesty is not something you must complete before prayer. Honesty is part of prayer. So ask quietly, what happened? Stay with what is real. Name the situation without adding everything that might follow from it. What are you afraid may happen? Perhaps beneath the repeated thought there is fear, pressure, grief, uncertainty, or a deep sense of responsibility. Let that feeling have a simple name too. You are not agreeing with every conclusion your fear suggests. You are only acknowledging that the fear is here. What are you trying to prevent? What do you wish you could control? These questions are not accusations. They gently reveal what the mind hopes to secure by continuing its rehearsal. Sometimes the mind believes that if it keeps reviewing the matter, it can remove risk, prevent disappointment, protect another person, or guarantee the right response. But concern is not the same as control, and continued vigilance cannot command an uncertain outcome. Now bring the matter directly to God. God, this is what concerns me. This is the fear beneath it. This is where I need your help. Let the words be plain. You do not need to make the prayer impressive. You do not need to enlarge the danger so that God will take it seriously. You do not need to diminish it so that you appear faithful. Tell the truth, and stop where the truth stops.
If another concern rises, receive it in the same gentle way. Name the matter, name the fear, name the help you need. Then leave it here, still unresolved, but no longer hidden. A worry can be named without being obeyed, enlarged, or solved tonight. And now that these burdens have names, we can ask the next faithful question. Is there anything to do before morning, or has this reached the boundary of what tonight can hold? Hold the concern you have named before God and ask with kindness rather than urgency, is there one small appropriate action that truly belongs to this night? If something must be preserved for morning, write one brief reminder and let that be enough. You are not beginning a planning session. You are not opening every possibility for review. You are simply honoring what needs to be remembered, then allowing tomorrow's work to remain with tomorrow. If no action is needed before morning, you do not need to invent one to prove that you care. Psalm 4 does not begin with circumstances already settled. Distress is voiced. The heart is considered upon the bed. Trust is chosen while the need is still real. Then lying down in peace becomes possible, not because every threat has disappeared, but because safety is received from God rather than produced by endless vigilance. So let the concerns you have named fall gently into three places. First, what has already been done. Perhaps you acted with the wisdom, strength, and information available to you. Your effort may have been imperfect, but the moment for further action has passed. You may release the demand to revisit it until it feels flawless. Quietly pray, God, what I have done, I release into your care. Pause.
Second, what can wait for daylight? These matters may deserve attention. Surrender does not excuse neglect or make them unimportant. It simply recognizes that responsible action has a time, and this is not always that time. You can return when your body has rested, and the next faithful step can actually be taken. Quietly pray, God, what must wait, I release into your care. Pause again. Third, what is beyond your control? These are the outcomes no amount of midnight reasoning can command. You may influence some part of them, but you cannot carry every consequence, every response, or every unknown. Unlimited responsibility was never asked of you. Quietly pray, God, what I cannot control, I release into your care. Anxiety says another hour of rehearsal might secure tomorrow. Faith whispers that faithfulness has limits, and God remains present beyond them. Surrender does not deny the problem. It does not erase your duties. It ends the attempt to do with thought what only time, other people, circumstance, or God can determine. Peace before sleep is not the completion of every task. It is accepting that tonight has a faithful boundary. The matter may remain unresolved without being abandoned. Your circumstances may not yet show evidence of change, yet Psalm 4 allows peace to rest in God's safekeeping. And if these burdens are no longer held by your vigilance, where may they be placed? Let's continue gently toward the shelter Psalm 91 gives to what you cannot finish tonight. What you have released has not fallen into emptiness. Psalm 91 invites you to dwell near God, to call Him your refuge, and to trust His presence as a covering when you feel exposed. You are not escaping what is real. You are stepping out of the lonely posture that says you must stand between every danger and everything you love. Let the Psalm's language settle gently around you. God is a dwelling place when your thoughts have nowhere peaceful to go. God is refuge when certainty cannot be found. God is trustworthy when you cannot predict what morning will bring. The emphasis is not on your ability to feel protected enough. It is on the character of the one receiving you. Bring the concerns from your inventory here, one at a time. Place the conversation you fear beneath God's care. Place the decision you cannot yet resolve there. Place the person whose well-being weighs upon you there. Place the result you cannot determine there. You are not declaring that these matters are harmless. You are declaring that they will not be faced apart from God.
Psalm 91 is not a bargain in which trust purchases immunity from pain. Biblical refuge does not mean that faithful people never encounter danger, loss, or uncertainty. It means none of these can place you beyond God's presence. Protection is not permission to predict a painless outcome. It is confidence that, whatever remains unknown, you remain accompanied by the God in whom you trust. God is already present. God is already at work, though you may not yet see how the matter will unfold. You do not need to manufacture evidence of change before receiving comfort. The circumstances may look exactly as they did a moment ago, and still, you are no longer standing before them alone. Let your hands open now, or simply allow them to settle against the bed. Feel the surface beneath them. Let this small movement become your prayer. God, I place what I cannot secure within your refuge. You are heard without having to explain everything perfectly. You are accompanied without having to sense every sign of God's nearness. You are sheltered without pretending that vulnerability is gone. You are held while the answer remains unfinished. And now a quieter question rises. If your hands release these outcomes, and if your mind no longer keeps its anxious watch, who remains awake and attentive? Psalm 121 will gently turn your attention toward the keeper who does not sleep.
Psalm 121 begins by lifting the eyes toward the place from which help might come. Its movement is gentle but decisive. The searching heart is turned away from its own strained resources and toward the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth, the helper who becomes known as Keeper. The night may still contain uncertainty, but it is not unattended. That matters because much of nighttime anxiety is really a fear of omission. If I stop thinking, perhaps I will miss something. If I loosen my attention, perhaps I will fail someone. If I rest, perhaps tomorrow will find me unprepared. The mind treats wakefulness as evidence of love and exhaustion as evidence of responsibility. But your weariness is not what holds the world together, nor is constant thought the measure of your care. Psalm 121 answers this fear, not by calling you careless, but by revealing whose attention never fades. The Lord who keeps you does not drift from awareness when you do. His care is not strengthened by your tension or weakened by your sleep. Anxiety assigns you the night watch. Faith returns that watch to God. Let that truth settle softly. God is already keeping watch. He is attentive to what is known, present with what is hidden, and faithful beyond your reach. You may close your eyes because God's attention does not close with them, and if your eyes remain open for a while, you can still release the belief that everything depends upon your vigilance. Rest begins before sleep when you stop trying to prove your care through exhaustion. Pray quietly now. Lord, keep watch over my going out and my coming in. Keep me through this night and accompany me into tomorrow. Hold what I can see and what I cannot. Prepare me to meet what comes without asking me to rehearse it now. This prayer does not predict tomorrow's events. It does not promise that every movement will be easy or every concern resolved. It entrusts the passage from night into day to the God whose faithfulness is not limited by your sight. He is attentive to what is known, present with what is hidden, and faithful beyond your reach. When daylight comes, appropriate action can resume. You may remember, respond, decide, speak, and take the next faithful step. Rest is not passivity. It is the refusal to confuse personal vigilance with divine faithfulness. For now, the watch has been entrusted. Let your breathing become a gentle reminder. Help does not begin with your strain. Refuge does not depend on your certainty, and keeping does not require your wakefulness. Even if a thought returns, these 3 psalms can become one slow prayer of naming, shelter, and release. Let your attention return gently to your body. Allow your tongue to rest. Let your shoulders sink as much as they are willing. There is no perfect posture to find,
and no rhythm you must achieve. Breathe at a pace that feels comfortable. This is not a test of calmness. It is simply a way to let prayer travel with you. Now gather the 3 Psalms into words you can return to whenever the mind begins rehearsing again. Psalm 4. God, here is what troubles me. Psalm 91. Be my refuge within it. Psalm 121. Keep what I cannot watch. Bring forward the concerns you named earlier, but do not reopen their details. You have already listened to what they were trying to say. You have already considered what belongs to tonight, what can wait for morning, and what exceeds your control. Now each concern needs only a place to rest. As you breathe in, receive the truth of God's presence. As you breathe out, relinquish one burden. Do not force the breath deeper or slower. Let it remain natural. God, here is what troubles me. God is already listening. Be my refuge within it. God is already present. Keep what I cannot watch. God is already keeping watch. If another burden rises, let it enter the same prayer.
No new examination is required. No fresh argument with your mind is necessary. Notice the thought. Name it simply. Place it again beneath God's care. Here is what troubles me. Be my refuge within it. Keep what I cannot watch. Perhaps the thought will return once. Perhaps it will return many times. Repetition does not mean you have failed to surrender. It means you are practicing where to bring what continues to hurt, press, or remain uncertain. Each return can become another release. Gently, without accusation, God is listening. God is present. God is keeping watch. Let the words grow quieter now. Let even silence become part of the prayer. Nothing must be forced from your mind. Every returning thought has somewhere faithful to go. May God receive what remains unresolved. May His refuge hold what you cannot settle. May His keeping surround this night and meet the coming morning. You do not need to monitor whether the prayer is working. You do not need to measure your peace or chase sleep. The burden may be offered again whenever it returns. For now, let your hands be at rest. You are learning release, and God remains near. Tomorrow has not disappeared because you have prayed. The conversation may still be difficult. The answer may still be unknown. The responsibility before you may still ask for attention when you wake. Trust does not announce that morning will be easy. It allows this night to be received without carrying morning in advance. So you may ask God for what you will need without deciding what must happen. Ask for wisdom when choices become clear enough to make. Ask for courage when honest words are required. Ask for protection where you are vulnerable, patience where the way unfolds slowly, and help for every next step. These are prayers of faithful hope, not predictions. They do not impose a timeline upon God or guarantee the response of another person. They make room for grace to meet you within what is real. May your words tomorrow be truthful and kind. May your decisions be guided rather than hurried. May your patience have strength within it. May your boundaries be clear without becoming hard. May you recognize the next faithful action without demanding sight of the entire way. But you do not need to practice any of this now. You do not have to hold the whole conversation before it begins. You do not have to foresee every response. You do not have to carry every person safely through the hours ahead. You do not have to solve the morning from the darkness of tonight. Psalm 4 has permitted you to lie down while distress is still unfinished. Psalm 91 has welcomed you into refuge without asking you to deny what may hurt. Psalm 121 has entrusted the watch to the one whose care does not grow tired. Together they do not erase tomorrow. They return it to its proper place. When morning arrives, you can receive it then. Its duties will come with their own moments for speaking, choosing, waiting, refusing, accepting, and moving forward.
The grace needed for those moments does not have to be gathered all at once tonight. If sleep comes, receive it quietly as a gift. If wakefulness remains, you are not abandoned, and you have done nothing wrong. You may continue to rest without accusing yourself, even with open eyes, even with questions unanswered. For this moment, perhaps gratitude can become simpler than asking, "Thank you, God, for this breath, for this place of rest, for care that continues beyond my awareness." Enough grace for now, enough light for now, enough presence for now. Tomorrow can remain real, tomorrow can remain unresolved, and tonight no longer has to contain it all. Now let the prayer become quiet. You are heard in distress. You are sheltered in uncertainty. You are watched over through the night. Psalm 4 has made room for peace before every matter is settled. Psalm 91 has given your unfinished concerns a refuge.
Psalm 121 has reminded you that divine attention does not depend upon your wakefulness. God is already present. God is already listening. God is already keeping watch. If it is helpful, say softly within yourself, "I have named what troubles me. I release what I cannot finish. I will receive tomorrow when it comes." Nothing more must be achieved tonight. You do not need to produce a blank mind. You do not need to reach a certain feeling. You do not need to use sleep as evidence that you trusted well. Tonight's faithful act is not making yourself sleep. It is allowing yourself to rest within the care of God exactly as you are. May your mind be blessed even if thoughts continue to move. May each returning concern be met without alarm and offered again without self-accusation. May your body be blessed in its weariness. May it soften where it can. May it remain unhurried if sleep is delayed. May every unresolved matter be held without being denied. No outcome must be predicted here. No answer must be forced. What requires your attention can meet you in its proper time. What lies beyond your power remains within God's sight. You are not required to keep measuring this moment. You may release the prayer itself. God is near. God is listening. God is keeping you. Thank you, Lord, for receiving what has been spoken and understanding what could not be spoken. Thank you for staying present through darkness, uncertainty, silence, and rest. Give this mind peace without pressure, this body rest without demand, and this heart freedom from the need to control what comes next. Whether sleep arrives soon or the night remains wakeful, let your presence be enough. Hold me through this night. Meet me in the morning. Amen.